Hello, hello. Welcome to Tapping Tuesday. I am Amanda, and what we do here is EFT, otherwise known as tapping. If you've seen this, EFT stands for Emotional Freedom Techniques. If this is your first time here, welcome. If it is not your first time here, welcome back. I'm excited to have you. I am a little bit low key, like low energy today. I've also had some big gaps of like I'm talking and then I lose what I was saying. So if I have unexpected pauses, please forgive me that. Otherwise, I'm so excited to be here with you and to be doing this with you today. I'll give you a quick rundown of how this works, and then I will check the chat and say hello. So the way that we do EFT together during this next hour is I will guide you. I'll guide you through the steps. I'll guide you through the tapping. So if you're not familiar with what tapping is, or you're just not secure in it yet, don't worry. You can follow along with me. You will have it down like a pro by the end of this session. If you are familiar with tapping and as we're going along, say I'm in, one particular spot and you want to move or go through the tapping spots faster than what I'm doing, please give yourself permission to do so. Also, if I'm tapping on a subject that doesn't directly apply to you, I will help you to find a way to make it more customized to what you're currently experiencing so that by the end of this session, you have been able to personalize this to you. So it's not just oh, I kind of got an idea of what that could be like when I'm dealing with that, but actually something that is pertaining to what you're going through right now. So, the way you can contribute in real time, if you would like to, is the chat is live, and I do check in on it multiple times throughout this time that we're tapping. And I take as many suggestions as I can and combine the ones that are somewhat similar and assist you in tapping that way. If you have questions about things, and it's like a short answer, then I can answer that here. But the main intention for this time is for you to experience tapping. Because there's a lot of great research. There's a lot of great scientific backing for what tapping is. And we have other videos on our channel that I would love for you to be able to look at and experience and gain that knowledge. But what I want for you right now is to feel and experience what EFT can do for you in your body and the outcome that it can produce in a very short amount of time. So, if there's something that you want to tap on, anything that you feel is like clinging to you that you want to let go of, or that you would like to receive that you feel like you're having a hard time getting, anything you feel like is blocking you that's in your way. It can be something as simple as like a pet peeve or, gosh, I just don't feel very energized today. I'm really having trouble focusing. It doesn't have to be like the biggest, most intense thing that's on your mind. Any part of that spectrum will do. And if it's something that feels too vulnerable to talk about in front of the entire world, then you can always email me. And then it's something that I can bring up anonymously with our next chat. And my email is at the top of the chat. I will also say it out loud. It is Amanda, AMANDA, at EFTuniverse.com. Alrighty. Let me rearrange my computer just a little bit so that you can see more spots. Okay. And I'm going to say hi. Jackie! Hi! Oh, I've missed you too. Jackie and I go way back. She knew me as an angsty teenager. So I'm glad that you're here. Hi, Mama Hutch. I'm so glad that you're here. Marion, hi. Hi, Dr. Scott. Oh, I'm so happy so many of you are here today. Hello, my angel. So I'm going to call you my angel. Lizzie, hello. Financial health. Okay. Does OA health stand for overall health? If I'm getting that wrong, please let me know. Mama Hutch, I've had to start over a few times with multiple injuries. Okay. Would like to believe that moving forward is possible. Okay. So kind of tying. Whew, sorry, sometimes I get lightheaded and I have to pause. So tying together physical, but also the emotional stuff that comes along with physical issues. I am so right there with you on that. So absolutely. Helen. Oh, Helen makes miracles. I like that. I like that as your name that's popping up from Thailand. Oh my goodness. 3 a.m. menopausal sleep disruptions. Okay. And Maribel, hello. Tapping for pain relief today. Okay. As well as feeling emotional balance. All right. So we're that kind of a pattern of physical disruptions and maybe that contributing to emotional disruptions. Um, Sharmila, second time here. Yay. Oh, the first time you fell asleep. I love that. That's actually a really great sign that your brain was like, okay, we've done a lot of things like shut down, reconfigure. Um, Welcome. I'm glad that you're here. If you want to phonetically spell out your name so that I know how to say it correctly, I would love that. I'm really glad that you're here. Um, okay, thank you, Lizzie, for the confirmation. Hello, Cindy. Marie, hi. Oh, everything feels so heavy. Okay, so I'm sending you love. I'm assuming that you just overwhelmed. Just there's so many things that this just weighing you down. That's what you mean by heavy. Nancy, heavy medical information. Oh, came your way. Okay. Trouble. Thank you with this. Okay. Um, I feel you with that. And I'm so sorry that you've got that to work through. We're definitely doing a lot of body stuff today. So I'm glad that you're here. Um, I am so struggling to read. My are malicious. I'm sorry if I'm really flubbing that. Inner child healing is your thing today. Okay. And hearts back to you. Curiosity, better late than never. Dr. Scott having shoulder surgery Friday. Finally. Okay, good. I'm glad that that's coming up for you. Cultivating good energy. So wanting positive outcome. Hi, Anya and Pam, feeling frustrated with continued vertigo. 4 weeks after food poisoning. Also continued long haulers, 4 years, even with changing lots of things, lots of functional medicine. Okay, so trying lots of things and not finding your solution yet. I hear you. All righty. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for contributing. And I just want to take a moment and just point out how much you're being heard. Like just our community at large, especially today, just everyone that's here today. I think there's a lot of I get you, like I can feel you in this. So in connecting with each other today, I feel like there's just that extra bit of support of something with long-term issues and medical issues and confusing issues, overwhelming issues is feeling alone, right? You're so not alone. And I hope that just by hearing, input from other community members today, like that's something that you can feel right now is you are not alone in this. Okay, let's take a moment and get grounded. We'll go right into all of that beautiful, juicy tapping. Okay, so let's take a moment and just feel into your body and see if your body's asking to be sitting a slightly different way or to be stretched or just some range of motion, a little bit of rolling, maybe a yawn if that feels like a good suggestion. Just allow your body to shift a little bit to feel just a little bit nicer. And let's go ahead and take a breath here. And let that out. And as you let it out, let yourself just kind of slump. We want to give our bodies the signal that this is a safe time. We're relaxing right now. This is going to be a nurturing experience. And if it feels good for you, go ahead and take another breath right here. And let that out as well. And now just notice out of 100% being completely present in your body, what percentage of you would you say is currently present in your body? And what percent of you is out there somewhere, focused on other things to do today, things that haven't been done yet today, focused on other people, things that aren't happening today, things that happened maybe yesterday or beyond that in the past, or things that are happening tomorrow or beyond that in the future. And just get a number, whatever percentage of you is currently present within your body and what percentage is not present right now. My number is pretty low, honestly. I would say I'm present about like 13% in my own body right now. So just allow that number. And now draw attention to your core, your trunk, which is going the spot of your body that is from your shoulders down to the bottoms of your hips. So, like your bottom, from your hips to your butt, that area of your body, whatever part of you can be present within that space that currently is out somewhere else. Create a space to allow it to come back and give it permission, ask it permission to call it back to this present moment. And as you sit here and recall those parts of you back from future worries or past focuses or other people, and feel that part of you becoming more present in this moment in time in your physical body. And remember to breathe. And now let's focus on our arms. So from the shoulder, down the biceps, into the elbow, down the forearm, the wrist, the fingers, the palms on both sides. What part of you is currently present in your arms? And what part of you could be present that is out there somewhere else? And let's gently ask it to come back and be present at this time. And as you feel that part of you coming back to you from wherever it was, just feel it coming back into your arms. And maybe it feels like a tingling, maybe it feels like a density of energy, just feeling that space that maybe felt more empty a moment ago. And feel that energy, feeling in that space in your arms and in your hands. And remember to breathe. And now the space of our legs. Let's focus on the space of our legs, from our hip joints down the thighs, into the knees, into the calves, the lower legs, the ankles, into the feet. And any part of you that normally feels this part of your body that's out there somewhere, whether it's in the past or in the future, or focused on someone else or something else, ask it to come back to this present moment just for now. It can go back out on whatever mission it was fulfilling after this time. But for right now, for this time right now, asking it to come back and be present within this space, within this body, with you at this time. And let's take a breath. And feel your legs filling back up with you, with your presence. And lastly, let's focus in on our heads, our brains, our minds, this area, the part of you that tends to live in this space. And become aware of where those bits and pieces are that are not present at this time, and call them back gently, kindly, asking them to be present in this moment. And as they begin to return, just feel your focus, your concentration, the awareness to really allow it to be focused on nowhere further than this moment and this body. And let's take one more breath and let it out. I'll do a quick setting of intention and then we'll get right into tapping. It is my intention that as we tap together here today, that even though we are all over the world having different experiences, that we are connected right now with each other through time and space as we focus together on the same goals, the same outcomes, which is to feel better, to feel more empowered, to feel more clear, and to gain support, whether that be from ourselves internally, to gain permissions and support externally, and to find answers on how to best find what we're looking for, and that being here matters, and that you being here matters, and your contribution offers a strength and a scaffolding and a supporting to yourself and to others by being here. And let's take a breath. Okay, I saw the chat move just a little bit, so I'm going to check in. Okay, 25%, 30%. So you started a little bit higher than me. I hope that you're feeling that more now. I would say I'm feeling a good 80% now. So I hope that your numbers went up as well. Miraculous shifts for us all. Yes, yes. Hi, Barbara in New Jersey. Could be here for a bit before an important errand. Want to tap for my daughter's eye infection due to a mold condition. Goodness. Okay, I'm glad she left too. Hi, Bonnie. Okay, so yeah, health conditions is where we are. So spot on. I'm glad that you're here. That's what we're going to jump into right away. Now, there's a myriad of areas that have been mentioned. Some are chronic, some are more acute, some are known, some are unknown. So I'm going to be broad and then go more, close it in further. So the initial focus I want to offer to you is to see your body as one whole organism. To at this moment in time, don't think of yourself in pieces rather than different systems and different lines of communication and all of the complex ways that we can think of our bodies. I want you to think of yourself as one whole entity, and that's it. We are one being. Okay, this body is one thing right now. Okay, so we're going to tap on it with that perspective. As I consider my body in this particular perspective, I deeply and completely accept myself. As I tune into this organism, this body that is my body, I deeply and completely accept myself, even if I'm not pleased with where this body is right now. It's not where I would like it to be. And I don't completely understand why. Even if there are things that are in my way from this body being where I would like for it to be most, I still choose right now to deeply and completely accept myself. I wonder, in looking at my body in such a simple way, what benefit could I find in this simplicity? Bodies are usually seen in so many complex, complicated ways. How could it possibly be beneficial for me to examine it in such a simple term. Even if right now I'm not sure of how this could benefit me, I'm open to seeing an easy answer. In fact, I would love an easy answer right now. And even if I can't possibly fathom how an easy answer could exist at this time, I do hold space for it to surprise me. I would love an easy answer to just pop in. And as I hold space for easy, I deeply and completely accept myself. I wonder, do I believe in easy? No, absolutely not. Easy does not exist. It does not exist for me. It does not exist in this realm. If easy existed, I would have found it by now. It would have come to me. Someone would have found it. It would have been pointed out. Easy is not on the table for me, not at all. Even if that is exactly what I felt when I asked myself if I believed in easy, I still choose to deeply and completely accept myself. It makes sense that I would feel this way about easy, to even feel a little insulted at the absurdity of the easy suggestion. I acknowledge at what brought me to this place because I must have gone through a lot. I must have experienced a lot to bring me to a point to feel cynical. I acknowledge the hardness and the difficulty and the timeline that has taken the belief of easy from me. And any feelings that I have accompanying that are real and they're valid. And if it makes me sad to think that easy is not in the cards for me, or it makes me angry or bitter or resentful, or I feel a lot of grief, all of that is valid. And all of that makes sense. And it may be true that my answer, my full answer, my complete, I'm healed, I'm great, I'm where I want to be answer isn't so easy. But I wonder, and I really hold space for this wonder, is there something that could be easy? Is it possible I have gotten so wrapped up in the complexity and the difficulty of all of the things that are hard that I have gotten out of touch with what could still be easy? No, no way is that possible. I'm on top of things always. Nothing could blindside me like that. I wonder, even though it may be too much for me to try or to believe ever that all of this could be easy, I choose right now to hold space for easy. And maybe easy will come right away. Maybe I'll immediately think of something that used to help me that I've forgotten about. Something simple, something joyful. And maybe as I hold space for easy, nothing does come to mind right away. But I trust that as I resolutely hold a space for easy, as I command my brain to target easy, to look for easy, I believe that something will come. Something will pop up. Something easy is out there. And it is okay for me to find it. I give myself permission to find easy. Easy for my body. Easy for my support. Easy in this process. I wonder, what percentage of easy do I believe I could find? What percentage of easy do I believe I can allow? Can I accept 2% easy? No. What good would 2% easy do? Even if my immediate answer was negative, thinking about a percentage of easy, I allow any and all feelings that I have, but I choose to hold space for easy. And I give myself permission to continue to wonder and to continue to be curious. I wonder, could I find 10% easy, 20% easy? I wonder, could I find 20% easy for today? Maybe my level of easiness that I find changes day by day. Maybe it's small increments, but it's consistent once I find it. I have so many questions that I can ask that can help me to find my easy. And however my easy looks, I know it's there. And I am ready to find it. I am ready to connect with it. And as I define my easy, I give myself permission to embrace it because it is okay for me to be part of my own solution. I am every bit as validated if I find my solution as I am validated if a doctor finds my solution or a medication helps with my solution. My solution has permission to be multifaceted. And I can find assistance for my solution in multiple resources. And I am absolutely one of those resources. So anything and everything that I can contribute to my solution and to my easiness, I give myself permission to see and to receive. I validate myself. And maybe, just maybe, through this easiness, I find the ways for other parts of my solution to appear. My easiness, my validation, my solutions, permission to see, permission to receive. And as I allow this ease into my body and into my life, I deeply and completely accept myself. Okay, let's pause and take a breath. Okay. Now we're not done tapping on the body. I just wanted to keep that separate from other things that I want to include. So go ahead and just pause for a second and just feel into your body and see if you feel just a little bit different, a little bit better, maybe a little more neutral in things that felt heavier. See if you feel more grounded, a little bit more comfortable in your body. The pain's a little bit less. You feel a little bit more relaxed. All of those are positive signs that you have reached an agreement with your subconscious brain that it has said, oh, yeah, no, I like that much better. Let's do that. So if you have that, congratulations and good job. I saw a couple of comments come in. I'm going to check those real fast. And then we're going to tap on another aspect on the physical body. Thank you for your numbers, Cindy. Ellen, also have a mold condition. Okay. Yes, we do deserve space for easy. Oh, I love all of your shares, Mama Hutch. Thank you for those. And yes, flowers really affect me too. Okay, so let's jump into tapping on another aspect on the body. So this time, our focus is going to be on, am I making the right choices? How do I find the right choices? Um, how do I define what's happening? Is this the main problem, or is this a symptom? Is this the right symptom? Is this really the way that it's happening? Just all of those questions, right? All of the things that it's really important that we find the right question to ask so that we can find the right answer to get. And those can be really tricky. So, the complexity of how do we figure that out? And have I got it? Is this way that I'm thinking of moving forward? Is this good? Okay. So, however that fits for you, the phrasing I'm going to start off with is I'm going to say, as I consider my body. As I consider my body, and I realize I don't have confidence in what needs to happen, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though, as I consider the issues that I am experiencing with my body, and I don't know my best choice, or I don't trust completely the choice I have made, I still choose to right now deeply and completely accept myself anyway. Even though right now, when I consider my body, I don't feel good about where things are. I still choose to deeply and completely accept myself, my body, considering my body, choices, making choices for my body, finding my choices, wondering about my choices, determining actions for my body, permanent actions. With this choice, there's not a going back. There's no do-over. And what if, by making this choice, I have to ignore other choices? And what if those were the right ones? What if the other choices are better ones? How do I know? Even though right now I do not feel safe in making choices for my body, I deeply and completely accept myself. I wonder, when I feel these feelings about my body, in what context am I seeing my body? Do I see my body like a machine? Do I see my body like an object, like a piece of mechanical bits and parts, things that break? They're doing fine until they break. And then you fix them or they stay broken. You fix them or they stay broken and break other things. Or you just figure out a way to get around with a broken part. Is that how I see my body? Well, I wonder, how else could I see my body? Is it possible I'm operating from incorrect information? Is it possible I'm operating from outdated information? I mean, I know I'm a living thing, yada, yada, yada. But I wonder, what do I really know about my body? What level of confidence do I have in my body? And what level of confidence might actually make more sense for me to give my body? Well, I wonder, am I considering, in this opinion that I currently have about making choices and finding answers and choosing the right thing and having permanent effects, am I considering how my body is changing millions of things, quite literally, every single second? Am I? Am I considering that? Probably not. When I worry about my body's capacity to heal, am I considering the fact that minutes go by and my body has produced new cells, brand new, healthy shiny little cells in so many different tissues. Probably not. When I consider the trust that I have in my body, am I considering my body's innate ability to adapt? I mean, how magical is it that I eat and that becomes my heart, my bones, my hair, my fingernails, my eyeballs? Like, I mean, that's really intense. That's really complex. There's so many steps in there that maybe I do or don't have an understanding of, but my body knows how to do really amazing things. And while it is true that things are not operating the way that I hope that they will, and that I need help, maybe it is also true that my body is freaking amazing. And it is working in a lot of ways that are incredible. And maybe it's possible that I could focus on other words other than broken, other than sick, other than injured or old, or a word that describes a diagnosis that I've been given. And not that those things are wrong or incorrect, but maybe they're not the whole picture. And maybe they're not the part that's empowering. And maybe it would be really nice for my body and my brain and my emotional well being for me to allow myself to focus on other aspects as well. Because it's okay for me to give attention to what needs attention. Absolutely. That makes sense. But what if I also gave attention to the parts that are really doing well right now? What if I also said, body, you breathe like a champion and you speak every single time I ask you to speak? That's so cool. And the way that you translate the vision input through these eyeballs is stunning. Good job. And all of these muscles that work correctly, all of these organ systems that do what they're supposed to do. Yeah, that's great. And maybe I can collaborate with the efforts that my body is giving. And all of this in addition to continuing to seek, continuing to collaborate outside of myself as I look for my complete answer. But as I do that, I give myself permission to remember and acknowledge and find strength and trust in all of the things that are going right. Even if it's not everything, even if it's not all the levels that I want, I'm not at zero. I'm not completely broken. I give myself permission to acknowledge that I have a pretty amazing body that in some ways is really thriving. And those bits and parts that are thriving absolutely have a positive influence on the parts that are working to get there. And I choose to trust that. And I choose to lean into that and to give my focus and attention to that as well. And as I commit to paying attention to all of my parts, to all of my considerations, as I seek for my answers, as I make my decisions, and I allow that to have some trust, even if I don't know. I don't know that what I've chosen is right. I don't know that what I've chosen will fix what I hope it will. But I can trust that my body is amazing, that it has some real strong powerhouses of strength that it can draw from. It's highly adaptable. And I can give myself permission to trust that I am doing my absolute best in making decisions and that my best is good enough. My body, these decisions, my strength, my ability to adapt, my ability to heal. And as I allow myself this trust and this comfort to lean into as I move forward, even if I don't know for sure, I deeply and completely accept myself. Okay, pause and take a breath. Take just a moment and feel into your body. It's important to acknowledge this because we're um, allowing ourselves to feel the positive effects of the success, which is a reward in and of itself for your brain to pause and go, oh, that did help. Oh, that is better. So that then your brain goes, yeah, no, we should do that more. Like let's hold on to this. Let's keep this cycle. So if you are feeling more relaxed, more confident, feeling more balanced in your emotions, feeling more positive, more hopeful, then your brain has agreed with you in the words that you have said. And good job. Okay, we've got enough time for another really good tap. Oh, you are reading my mind. Oh, good. And Barbara, yay, 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 yay. Okay. Oh, thank you, Carol. Okay, and going back up. Okay, Tanya, I see. Can we tap on high blood pressure? You're so welcome, Jackie. Let me think. I see you, Tanya. I'm just going to flip through. I know we've got inner child. Lissy, you mentioned financial health. So to kind of encapsulate, because the other things that we haven't tapped on yet, there's not really a common thread, but I I want to create an opportunity for you to receive some comfort in those areas from this last tap. So the approach, let's do focus on it from a body perspective. So if you haven't done this before, this is it's called one of the gentle techniques. Gentle does not mean less powerful. In fact, I have found this to be one of the absolute most effective and powerful of the 48 clinical EFT techniques that exist. And my brain is completely blanking on the name. So if someone else knows it, feel free to put it in the chat. But it is where we focus on where we feel it in our body. So it's the body sensation. So if you were to say, well, I'm feeling sad, then my response to that would be, well, how do you know? How do you know you're feeling sad? Where are you feeling it? And then you would focus in on where that is in your body. And then we focus on applying sensory input to it, which seems a little weird at first. Chasing the pain. Yes, thank you, Bonnie. Thank you so much. It's called Chasing the Pain. So if you want to look that up, and there are resources where you can, if this works really well for you, where you can learn more about it and dig into it deeper. Um, and it is important to try to apply what it looks like, what it smells like, what it tastes like, because even if it feels silly and sounds weird, it applies significance to the subconscious brain. We're not trying to be logical about things right now. We're wanting to connect with our subconscious brain and say, hey, this is important. Let's do something about it. Okay. So, with that little explanation, let's jump into it. So, go ahead and start tapping. And go ahead and choose one thing that's left on your mind today that feels like the biggest thing that's in your way, that's still cumbersome. And choose a word or a short phrase to represent what that is for you. And as you focus in on this word or this phrase, ask yourself the question, where do I feel this in my body? How do I know that this is in my way right now? Where in my body does this concern live? And if it lives all throughout your body, then find a way to describe it. It's like a heavy blanket. It feels like my blood has turned into liquid iron. Um, it feels like there's just a dense fog inside of my brain and it affects everything. Um, find a way, if someone asked you, how would you describe this to me? What are those words? How would you offer that description to another person? And if it's in a particular area of your body, where are the boundaries of it? If you say, well, it's in my chest, okay, where in your chest? Would you say it's in your heart, in your lungs, surrounding all of the tissues in that area? Does it go down into your bones? Or is it taking up its own space? It's not really in your tissues, but it's in there and it's not supposed to be. It's like it's a foreign object. And does it feel a certain texture? Is it like a vapor? Is it sticky? Is it hard? Is it smooth? Is it rough? Is it cold? Is it warm? Does it feel like something that's tightening, that's kind of binding you? Does it feel like something that's like pulsing and pounding? I'll give you a moment. I know I just tossed a lot of suggestions out there. And now, as you're considering this, ask yourself if this concern that I am feeling in my body were to be making a sound, what would it sound like? And give yourself a moment, even if you're like, it's not making a sound. Give yourself a moment. Maybe it's got a real gentle sound like steam. Or maybe you say, well, it's not really a sound, but it's like a pressure. Like if I walked in someplace, maybe it's like a frequency I can't quite hear, but I know there's something there. Or maybe you know right away what it was. But if this concern were to make a sound, what would that sound be? And if this concern were to produce a smell, what smell does this concern produce? Does it smell like something like dust or poop? I don't know. That's actually a pretty common one to pop up. Rotten eggs, um, stale. Maybe it's not a particular scent, but something like it smells like something that's stale or moldy or rotten or burnt. It smells like we burnt something. This concern inside of my body, what does it smell like? And last, if I had to taste this concern in my body, what would it taste like? If I had to put a bit of this concern in my mouth, what is it that I would register as its flavor? Could be something like it would be sweet, it would be sour, it would be bitter. I've heard answers of it's like electricity on my tongue. It's just a painful, like a shock. So even if it's something that doesn't quite translate as taste, trust whatever comes up in your mind. Whatever your brain said, yep, this is the experience you'd have if you tried to taste it. This is what would happen. All we're doing is assigning information. So it's okay if it's not logical. We're not looking for logic. Okay. As I consider all aspects of this concern in my body, I deeply and completely accept myself anyway. Even though, as I consider all of the aspects of this concern in my body, I acknowledge I am safe. I acknowledge that right now, even with this texture, this color, this taste, this sound, right now, I am safe and I am heard. Even though right now I am experiencing all of the aspects of this concern in my body, I am also cared for. I am also loved. I have strength. I have ability. And even though I may not be able to release all of these aspects from my body, I wonder what's really necessary? What's really necessary for me to retain to be aware of this concern? Because isn't it true that my body receives information in this way in order to draw attention so that I'm aware of something that needs attention or something that I need to be aware of to avoid, like something that's hot or something that's sharp? So maybe now that I have allowed all of this attention to be drawn to this concern, and I have given proper acknowledgement to all of these aspects, maybe it's okay for me to let some of this go. Maybe I can give myself permission to release this out of my body, as long as I promise myself I will retain the attention that this concern needs. Releasing, releasing this concern from my body, retaining what's needed to resolve what needs to be resolved, but releasing with gratitude the signal that I was given to pay attention. Release. This concern, release from my body. The taste of this concern, release from my body. The smell of this concern, release from my body. The sound of this concern, release from my body. The touch of this concern, release from my body. The sight and any other little residual bits that are not needed, I release from my body. And I allow this empty space. I allow this space to be. I allow this space to be full of calm, of peace, of grounding, and gratitude as I give myself permission to release these signals. And I give myself permission to continue to release these signals from my body as I work out my answer for this concern. And I deeply and completely accept myself. Tap just a little bit more. Sometimes we do this after we're all done with words, just to allow a little bit more integration. And I just feel that there's still some rewiring happening. About another 5 to 10 seconds. Okay, go ahead and pause on tapping. Take in a deep breath. Take a moment. Check back in on that concern. Check back in on that area of your body and notice how we didn't go into any of the complexities of it. We didn't talk about it, but notice if you feel better. Notice if just by approaching your sensory responses and then giving permission to release those, if you truly feel better in your body, because that is something that your subconscious mind can latch onto and begin to unweave patterns that consciously we're not even aware of. But it's a shared language, and that's how that works. And isn't that magical? I love it so much. It's one of my favorite techniques, and there's many different ways to approach it. That was a very simple way because we were short on time, and I still went over. But if you enjoyed that, please do look it up, Chasing the Pain, because there's a lot of beautiful other taps out there and information that you can gather to further empower yourself with that. Thank you so much for joining me this week. I've loved having you here. I will keep you in my thoughts and in my heart throughout the rest of this week. If you have any questions or something you want to tap on anonymously, please feel free to email me. And I hope that I get to see you again next week. Take care. I love you. Mwah. Bye-bye.